Muslim, sir. You are. Please come here, sir. Please come. Sure. Yeah, by God's grace. How are you doing?
I'm good, very good.
Yep, I am by God's grace. Okay. So please tell me, what is the penalty under Islam for apostasy?
Apostasy, so treason from the Islamic State itself, not someone just believing in something else. Treason, like against the Islamic State, is death.
Please listen to me carefully. The question is clear.
Apostasy.
Apostasy. I did not use the word treason. You are using. Don't put words into my mouth. My question is clear. What is the penalty for apostasy?
I'll play your game, death.
Did you hear that, my dear friends? The penalty for apostasy, can you please be a bit louder for the benefit of everyone?
It's, I'll play his game, it's death.
It's death! The penalty for apostasy is death. And would you like Sharia to be in the UK?
Me, it's not an Islamic country.
Where are you from?
I'm Egyptian and Palestinian.
You're Egyptian and Palestinian. Okay. I'm so tempted to talk about Palestine. I'll come there later. Now, coming to you.
Yeah.
According to the Quran, you as a Muslim are expected to take every step to impose Sharia in every part of the world. Are you not aware of this?
To take every step to impose? No.
So what steps have you been asked to take?
We don't impose. So, okay, if you look at like previous Islamic states in the past, non-Muslims would pay jizya, would pay a tax.
No, please stay focused.
No, I'm saying they'd pay a jizya, they'd pay a tax, and they'd have their own courts, their own everything.
Is jizya part of Sharia? Yeah, so in other words, they'll be subjected to Sharia.
No. Jizya gives them a route to have their own jurisprudence.
Excuse me, please listen. Is jizya part of Sharia or not?
Yes.
Okay. In other words, as part of Sharia, Muslims think that you are extremely generous and allow them to live. That's what you do. In other words, you impose Sharia in a very nasty manner. That's what you do.
No. I think.
So is jizya part of Sharia or not?
Okay, you impose that part of Sharia. You don't impose jurisprudence on the whole thing. I don't hold you accountable the same way I'd hold another Muslim.
Can I choose not to pay jizya?
If you're an Islamic state, no.
Yeah,
same way in the UK.
In other words,
you have to pay income tax in the UK.
Oh, excuse me, my dear friend. Don't say same way before thinking. Please.
Why?
In the UK, we have no specific tax based on religious persuasion. No, we don't.
Okay, because they separate church and state.
No. Listen to me carefully.
They separated the state and the religion.
And therefore, no. But focus on the detail. In the UK, there is no, for whatever reason, talk about the reason later, but for whatever reason, we are a noble state that we don't levy a tax because you are a Muslim. We don't. If we did, it will be utterly ungodly. Yet in Islam, you have the audacity to implement Sharia by forcing non-Muslims. Now let me move on.
No.
I don't need an explanation for this.
I'll explain.
Oh, so please explain.
Because that's misrepresented. So my point is that every country, no matter what ideology, whether you separate church and state, whether you are an Islamic state, whether you're a Christian state, you're going to impose tax on people, on everyone. That's how governments function, right? So if Islam comes and they say, we're going to make the non-Muslims pay a lower tax than Muslims, by the way. Jizya is less than zakat. So we're going to make non-Muslims pay less tax than the actual Muslims. How is that, what did you say it was? Forcing them or in a very nasty manner. How is that nasty?
I'm going to say very clearly,
please,
if you haven't thought through this before, I'm going to say, get away. And by that I don't mean you. Anyone who says, oh, I am an Islamic government, I understand you're not a Muslim, yet I'm going to make you pay a tax, regardless of what amount it is, I'm going to say,
not regardless.
Listen. Please listen.
Go ahead.
Because Jizya, Surah 9, Ayah 29 is very clear, is made to be paid under the threat of violence, fight against. That's how it begins.
I'm not a scholar.
Sure. That's fine.
I don't know this.
It's
I'll
there.
Look it up.
Please read. When you go home, please read Surah 9, Ayah 29. Now, let me ask you the remaining question. Do you appreciate that according to Islam, you are supposed to enforce Sharia across the world? Do you appreciate this?
No, that's
If I show, okay, let me show you. When I show you, what would you do?
No,
Would you take that to be?
The idea is we spread the ummah, right, in Islam, right? And of course the ummah will be under Sharia. But when you say enforce Sharia, you're misrepresenting what we're actually supposed to do.
Okay, let me read.
Okay.
So, is it enforced? We'll try. Surah 2, Ayah 193.
Where?
Surah At-Tawbah, I think. Surah 2, or Al-Baqarah, sorry. Ayah 198. So, Surah 2, Ayah 1, did I say 198? Sorry, one second.
Yeah, 198. You're right.
Where is it? Surah 193, sorry, not 180. 180.
Can I see what you have written?
No, that's my notes. My notes. Surah 2, Ayah 193. What does he say? Fight them.
Wait. I'll go from 188.
Sure. But can I quickly read this first and then we can go?
Okay.
Surah 2, Ayah 193.
Yeah.
Fight them until there is no more fitna.
Corruption.
And religion is for Allah. Sure, Louis, good to see you. And religion is all for Allah.
Is acknowledged to be for Allah. Yes.
So
But
fight.
if they cease, then there is to be no aggression, except against the oppressors.
Sure.
How is that unjust?
But
How is that
okay,
unjust?
sure. We'll go through that. One step at a time. Yeah.
Go for
So first of all, do we agree? The target is that religion is all for Allah. In other words, Islam should be the religion in a land, and until that is achieved, you're supposed to fight. Agreed?
No.
So what does it say?
Okay. Fight them until there is no more fitna. Fitna
What does it
means
mean?
corruption.
Corruption. Yeah.
Evil.
What does? Yeah. Which means
Immoral.
which is non-Islam.
No.
What is fitna?
No. Evil.
So if I am a
Corruption.
Christian,
Bad.
one second, listen. If I am a Christian,
Yeah.
is that fitna or not?
That's not corruption. No.
It's not.
Okay, your claim is I'm a Christian. No, that's not fitna. What do you do with that belief? Can be corruption. Can be good.
Listen. As a Christian,
Yeah.
historically, Jesus is God. Is that corruption or not?
That's corruption of the Bible. Yeah.
Sure. So in your mind, being a Christian, as I understand, is corruption.
Of the Bible.
In your
Corrupted
mind,
the Bible.
is in your mind.
Yes.
In your mind, do you have any evidence for the fact the Bible is corrupt?
I'd say the Quran itself says.
In other words, you haven't got any independent evidence. So you're just going to lie.
I know some.
That's
like
fine.
I said, I'm not a scholar, but I know.
In other
some
words, you don't
things.
know.
Paul wrote it. Didn't Paul write the New Testament like 300 years after?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Paul wrote it like
Listen to
300
me.
years after.
Please listen. No.
When did Paul write the New Testament?
In the same century.
Same set. When?
Well, Paul's
Jesus
first.
was alive a certain period.
Listen.
And Paul was alive a certain period.
Listen. Paul.
Yes.
Paul's first letters is understood to have been written 18 years after Jesus' ascension.
18 years.
Not 300.
When was Paul alive?
Paul was a contemporary to Jesus' contemporaries.
So he's a contemporary to the other eyewitnesses.
That's
so he
right.
wasn't an eyewitness himself.
Stay focused.
Yeah.
Your claim
His
that Paul,
letters.
listen. Your claim that Paul wrote something 300 years later is delusion.
Yeah.
Are we happy that you were deluded and now I have
Like I
corrected
said,
your
I-
delusion? Are you happy?
Okay, even if it's 10, 20 years.
No. Are we happy that I have helped you understand, despite the fact that you come across as someone who can be sensible, that without having a clue, that you will stand in a
I
public...
did exaggerate.
Not exaggerate, lie.
No, I exaggerate.
Lie.
Before that
Lie.
statement, I said, I don't know, but didn't he do something?
So when you don't know, yet you will boldly claim, were you lying or were you deluded?
I retract.
What is exaggeration?
I retract.
Okay, fine. So in other words, your idea that Bible is corrupt is... Now coming back here.
Okay.
So don't go back to things about which you haven't got evidence. Focus on the stuff here.
Okay.
I have every evidence that Jesus was God, that he died and he came back alive.
You have historical
I have
You have historical evidence.
Excuse me, yes, I have. let me finish. All evidence virtually suggests to the fact of Jesus' death, burial, resurrection. Have you got any evidence to the contrary?
Okay, like I said, I'm not scholar. I didn't.
In which case, that's fine.
No. But I do know some things. I have studied philosophy, right? I've studied logic, and logically, how can a god die?
No, okay. In other words, you haven't got any evidence. That's fine.
No.
I need to come back here rather soon. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Because historically, one thing. Because you're using historical information. That's your information, right? What people wrote, testimony, right? You're using testimony of other people, and you're trying to rely on historical data. I'm saying don't rely on historical data. Rely on something even more true, logic, reasoning, something even more verifiable.
Listen to me. I want to get back here because and my point is based on evidence which I can show later for you and show that you are again either being a liar or deluded completely. We'll deal with that later. For now we'll focus here. What am I saying? I am saying I follow based on evidence that Jesus is God. You are going to, against all evidence, call my belief corruption. And what you're going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to fight me. Fight them until there is no more fitna, until religion is for Allah. In other words, we can both agree that even though I have evidence, like a reasonable man would have, and I follow evidence and truth, like a reasonable man would be, sensible man would be, you are going to, in your deluded state, in your lying state, you are going to come and say, look, don't believe in evidence, leave behind the idea that Jesus is God, and I'm going to kill you because that's fitna. That's what you're going to do.
That's me,
Absolutely. Well, isn't that what you believe in?
Can we read the whole thing?
Yeah, please read.
Okay.
Read the first part and tell me if I've got it wrong, please.
Fight them until there is no more fitna and until religion, worship, is acknowledged to be for Allah.
Yeah.
So, what you're doing is you took fitna and applied it to yourself. Corruption. You applied it to yourself, right? Like you're a Christian, that must mean Muslims see me as corrupt, so they will fight me. Let me do another interpretation. Maybe fight doesn't mean I physically fight you.
So
Maybe
what does it mean?
Challenge your belief, fight your beliefs.
Is that what Muhammad did?
Yeah, he did. He did both.
Okay.
He did both.
Oh, okay. So stick to both.
Yeah, he did
Don't
both.
lie.
Yeah, he did both.
No, once.
He fought ideology and he fought wars.
My dear friend, what's your name?
Aboud, yes.
Listen to me carefully. I know
What's your name, sir?
Arul. Good to see you. Aboud,
yes.
I'm going to tell you, you can try your taqiyya lies elsewhere.
Okay.
Listen to me. Please listen.
Okay,
Please.
okay.
You can try your taqiyya lies elsewhere, not with me. Because I know your Quran, unlike you, who doesn't know your Quran, I know your Quran inside out.
Okay.
I have studied. Good.
I'd say you probably studied more than me. Yeah?
Sure. In other words, fight means, don't say fight in terms of intellectual argument. No. Fight includes physical fight too.
Why does it include?
Because Muhammad is your example to follow according to the Quran. And what did Muhammad do? Muhammad took the sword and fought and killed and wiped out the Jews from Medina. He did that. Wherever Jews were to be found, he slaughtered. I can go there later. Now, so in other words, we know what fight means. Leave behind your lies.
No.
So what does fight mean?
Okay, no. You proved, because you made the claim fight is physically fight, kill.
Also.
So it can be something
We
else.
agreed.
So it can be something else.
No, listen to me. Please. As a Muslim, when the Quran says fight, you are supposed to physically fight too.
Why does it necessitate that?
Because that's what Muhammad did.
So you're saying because of the Sunnah as well?
Exactly.
Okay, but the Sunnah is also fighting ideologically.
Yes.
Not just things.
Yeah. So in other words,
both.
In other words, those guys show up here at Speaker's Corner, even though they are clueless. You're Islamic apologists. They make absolutely no sense whatsoever. They've been here for years and they run away from me. Absolutely no sense. They haven't got, not just you. Now you say you're not a scholar. You said, would you believe?
I'm not learned.
Absolutely.
Very new.
Would you believe? Your Islamic apologists who show up, including this gentleman, the gentleman in the hat there. He looks already terrified. Can you see? Including him.
There's no need to be me in this.
No, he's here for years, couple of decades now, and he doesn't have a clue either. In other words, all Muslims have no clue because Islam is a clueless religion. It is an insane religion. It leads to mental issues.
Mental issues.
Deep mental issues. It leads to
You
brain.
think I'm mentally unstable?
Of course, you tried lying twice already. You tried cheekily.
I kept saying I don't know.
Did you lie already twice? Caught on camera. Did you do that or not?
Run it back. I exaggerated, maybe, and I retracted the statement.
No, wait a second. Wait. Calling someone who lived in the 1st century without having a clue that he lived in the 3rd century is a lie.
It was exaggerated.
You deliberately did that. You know what an exaggeration is? If you are
You take 1 year and you make it 300.
Oh, that's exaggeration. That's lovely. Okay,
hyperbole.
Okay, don't repeat your lies. Let's stick to this. So fight them until there is no fitna. In other words, we can agree that Muslims have been asked, please come and help him. Don't take him away.
Yalla, 1 minute. We have 1 minute.
Yeah,
Go,
1
go.
minute.
1 minute. Go.
So in other words, as a Muslim, you're supposed to fight until the religion of Islam is imposed everywhere. That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
But if they cease, there is no cease. Then there is to be no aggression except against the oppressors.
How is that unjust, by the way?
Good.
Only the
I'll
oppressors.
explain.
Okay, wait,
I'll explain. No, let me explain. 1 second. You know what oppression is in Islam? You know what oppression is in Islam?
What?
Oppression is like a Christian me, following evidence and insisting that your ideas are wrong.
So you think that's what
Please
we think
listen.
oppression is?
Please listen.
No, quickly.
1 second.
Okay.
That is what the Quran says oppression is. You can read Surah, Ayah 148. You can read when you go home. Around 148 to 150. Please read. It'll tell you, and you can go to 214. Surah 2, Ayah 214 to 216. Go home and find out what is oppression. Anyone who tries to reason with you, to tell you you follow an evidence-less religion, a religion that goes against all evidence, that's oppression. In other words, what I'm doing right now is oppression. In other words, as a Muslim, you're asked to impose Islamic Sharia. Please come here, my dear friends. My dear friends, please come here.
No, it's fine.
Nice. Abud. Nice meeting you. Soon, my dear friend, Abud, leave Islam soon. But don't tell them. Don't tell them because apostasy is punishable by death. Don't tell them. They look like mafia gang. Don't tell them.